right, start it up.
1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3.
Fuck.
Want to try it again?
Yeah, let's try it again.
Do you know how to keep count?
No, because I fucking...
Just follow the beat.
Dude,
follow the beat.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I was scratching my ass as I was doing it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Alright, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3.
That was a good sync.
You think? It sounded out of sync.
Really? On my end, it was good.
Okay.
Okay, you want to just start anyway?
Yeah, just go.
Alright, whatever. Welcome to the Breathe Easy podcast, episode 5. I think we're on 5. Again.
5. Yep.
We're re-recording this again because we're terrible at this. With lots of rambling.
I mean, let's talk about what happened yesterday real quick.
Okay.
I would say there was a lot of rambling on our end. We talked about a subject that we didn't know much about, and it was pretty bad. Yeah, but I'd say the biggest thing was Jeremy's fire alarm kept going off. Yeah,
so usually if I get a phone call or whatever, like in the other podcast, we were like, okay, we're back, right? Because David would have to go somewhere, or I would have to take a phone call, and I'd be like, okay, let's cut it here and whatever. So I had a phone call, and then we were gonna cut that. I shit you not, 2 minutes later, my fucking fire alarm went off. It's the entire building. It went off, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So we all had to evacuate. That took like 15, 20 minutes. And I came back, and then another phone call. So I'm like, you know what? Let's not do this. Let's fucking start fresh and brand new. Because that fire alarm kind of threw me off. And quick story. So that happened yesterday. So the night before, the fire alarm also went off at 1 a.m. And then when it went off yesterday afternoon, I'm like, are you fucking kidding? Who is setting these fires off at 4 p.m? You can even tell that the firefighters were like, what the fuck? We're here again? Well, anyway.
We were also talking about, I think the last time we saw each other, how your building has the no smoking policy.
Yeah.
And people are constantly being told to, not smoke or he'll get evicted or something.
Yeah, so I live up on the 3rd floor, and once in a while there'll be like, management will like post notices on the door that says, reminder, this is a no smoking. I don't even know why I said I live on the 3rd floor. Reminder, this is a no smoking facility. If you're caught smoking, you'll be evicted. Okay? And the hallways would like just reek of cigarette smoke. Didn't matter if they put that there. Well, there was like a downtime where it didn't smell, but now it's smelling again. And I shit you not. So all the college kids are leaving. They're all international Chinese kids. So once the semester's done, they go home or wherever. So everyone's cleaning out, and there's a garbage room that everyone tosses their shit in. And I shit you not, I saw a Dunkin' Donuts cup with like rows of cigarettes. It got to the point where like he just kept stacking them, and it was like a dome of cigarettes in a cup. It was pretty incredible in how he like did it. But I'm like, dude, how are you smoking in this building? It just doesn't make. Why don't you just go outside? Is it just too hard? Or open a window or something? Why is it so hard for you to just go outside or you just follow the rules of no smoking? Anyway, yeah. So we just
taking the elevator too hard.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Again, we're on the 3rd floor. It's not like he has to travel 13 floors down the elevator to go outside. It's not even that big of a deal. It's 3 floors down.
But yeah, anyway. That's what happened yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. So we're giving it a go again. This is the second time that we are recording again, just because we feel like, we ramble a lot when topics aren't good. If there's a lot of rambling, we tend to like, not post it. So yeah, we're gonna cut that last subject out. It got very like not heated, but I just started rambling on a topic I really didn't know much about, and to like just as a foreshadow for a topic you'll probably never hear me talk about. It was about the whole fucking kids in cages in Texas. Anyway,
didn't your boy sign the thing today?
Yeah.
Executive order.
He signed an executive order. I guess we're going to touch on this briefly. He signed an executive order today saying that children will not be ripped away from their parents for coming here illegally, because they believe, apparently, like, I was watching a video on like Yahoo Live or whatever, and they posted a video of him saying, like, we don't want to rip these kids away. Like, these kids shouldn't have to be taken away from these parents that are going to be prosecuted. We don't have to prosecute them, but we have to prosecute them because they're breaking the law. And it's like, does this guy know how to speak English? I don't know. He just doesn't do well with public speaking. And he does that whole hand motion shit that's like, it doesn't accentuate what you're saying. It just makes you kind of look dumb.
I was surprised by the comments. It's like all the people who support him were like, all of a sudden against him.
Yeah, there was...
It's so cancer.
The amount of like shits, the amount of shit that I read on the internet regarding this whole thing. Some people have the audacity to post, like, I understand that you can, write whatever you want, have your own beliefs and all that, but when you put that shit in the public forum, you're like, you're bound to be criticized. And the con of the internet is now all these ballsy people who wouldn't say these things in real life are now saying them on the internet. So one thing that I saw was like, yeah, these people, they suffer the consequences, they should come here like normal regular immigrants, go through the paperwork, they should be put in prison. What else do you expect? That that we're doing the right thing of taking these kids away. If they're gonna come here and break our laws, they're gonna face the consequences. It's like, even if you think that, what makes you think it's a good idea to say it on Facebook?
I saw one that said it was a YouTube comment, it was all caps, just said, "Are you serious?" And like 50 people upvoted. I'm like, what's the problem here?
Are you?
It's not even a big deal. Yeah.
Like, no. Like, are you serious in the context of like you're actually letting these kids stay with their parents?
Yeah, I think so.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Like, why would he sign that?
I don't know. But
I don't know.
It's weird though, because this whole process of like taking kids away, I believe, has been going on for like the past month, but it's recently been taking heat, I believe. And it took him like a month to do this. Like, even if you so he goes out and says, "Oh yeah, it's the Democrats' fault, this and that," because they're going through like a whole, if Republicans put like a bill in or whatever, they want to enact something, Republicans say no, and then when Republicans want to do something, Democrats say no, something like that. So it's just like we're gonna get back at them for vetoing this shit. But so I don't know the whole political process, but you're telling me it took... So Donald was constantly saying, like, it's the Democrats' fault for, vetoing this whole bill, that, like, it's their fault. It's the Democrats' fault for taking these kids away from their parents. And the fact that now, today, he signed an executive order is like, what changed? I'm pretty sure from all the social media, the church has been against it, the fucking Pope has been against it, and both sides of the party have been against it. So, is like, why did it take like a month for him to sign this executive order? And that's the thing I don't get. I just burped.
Oh, okay.
But like he was saying, he just made himself seem like I read an analogy on Facebook. It's like the guy who starts the fire is now the guy who's offering to put it out. And that's what people on the internet are saying about Trump. Is like, he started this whole thing. He has the power to, sign it away, like do away with it. But it took him a month to do it, and now he was like putting blame on the Democrats and the Republicans. But it's like, he signed an executive order doing this. Like, why did it take him a month to do it?
I don't know. I guess the moral of the story is we don't like this situation, and government is inefficient. That's all I took away from that.
Yeah, I don't really have much of a take on government.
If it was something for like foreign oil or something, that shit would have been resolved. People would have been bombed.
Money, bro, money.
Hell yeah. But anyway, that's enough of that.
Yeah, that's enough of that. Like, we didn't want to talk about this. We've now spent almost 5-10 minutes talking about it. So I guess we should just move on. a bit of house cleaning, I guess. So for anyone who's been listening for the last 2 weeks since we started posting, we don't have a logo. We don't have a logo. We should have one by tomorrow. Which I don't know what tomorrow is. The 16th. What's tomorrow, David? What's the date?
Thursday. The 21st.
Thursday the 21st. So we should have a logo up by then.
How are we getting that logo?
I used Fiverr.
Go on.
So I essentially, are we plugging Fiverr right now?
Oh no, just tell them what you did.
So all I did was hit up the guy with the cheapest price. Literally. So for those who don't know what Fiverr is, it's if you want to outsource, if you want to get a logo done, you want to get a voiceover done, you want to have someone like, it's essentially freelance work. You hire someone for a specific price, and you can freelance something out. So I literally saw some guy with like 400 reviews or whatever. He 5 stars or close to 5 stars, and he charged like $5 for it. So I felt like there was like other people who had like 500, 600 good reviews, but then they charged like, $20, $30. I'm like, we're not at that point yet where I want to start like, I guess investment is the whole thing, invest in the product and then it'll grow. But at this point, it's like, it's just $5.
Did you give him like rough guidelines of what you want?
I told him what the podcast was about. So my friend Jason gave me a rough sketch, not really a rough sketch, but he gave me Breathe Easy in 2 specific fonts. And I really like this because like Breathe was kind of written in like cursive and Easy was like big, bold print. So it's like the Breathe kind of like, I don't know, it kind of accentuated the whole idea of this podcast of just like talking, essentially just talking about whatever we want. At the end of the day, things would, we would get things off our chest or whatever. So my friend Jason sent me a screenshot of what he did, and I really liked it. So I sent it over to the guy, and then I just told him like, hey, I've been trying to like mess around with like, black and white fonts and having like, like the generic circle logos and all that stuff. I've been trying to do all that. It doesn't work out because I'm not creative. You have full creative rights over it. To get a hint of what, an idea, if you ever draw, ideas from if you need ideas and want to get a feel for what the podcast is, we talk about this, and this, and the whole premise. And he was like, okay, yeah, got it. So
yeah, I'm trying to imagine from his perspective how he's gonna do this. Granted, he's only getting $5 out of it, so he's not gonna put too much effort into it.
Yeah.
I know for me, we brushed upon this yesterday, but I did the music, the intro and ending for our podcast, and like it wasn't me trying to imagine a song that would fit the idea of this podcast. It was for the intro, is me pulling out something I recorded a long time ago that I thought sounded good. Mm-hmm. And then trying to fit the second one is me trying to fit something I would imagine Jeremy would like. So really something techno-y, that kind of bullshit. That I know he doesn't like good rock and roll or anything like that. So
what are you talking about? I like Guns N' Roses. I don't know if you hear that. The train is going by.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Name 3 Guns N' Roses songs.
I can only give you 2. We don't. Oh, don't you trying to like test my Guns N' Roses knowledge? I like 2 songs. I like 2 songs.
Just accept the fact that you don't like the genre. You don't like good music. It's bottom line.
Well, no. To be okay, an aside here. Like for me, I'll like one song from a rock and roll or any artist's entire album. Doesn't mean I like. So for like, let's say Alicia Keys, all right, I'll listen to that what's that one fucking song that she has?
I Ain't Got You.
Yeah, that's the only song from Alicia Keys that I listened to. So going to
Guns N' Roses, the only one I know.
Yeah, so going to Guns N' Roses, all I know is Welcome to the Jungle and Sweet Child of Mine. I don't fucking know any of their other music.
But Guns N' Roses has some other good songs. At least listen to November Rain. sometime in your life. I'm not saying right now or anytime soon, but
Maybe after this podcast,
that's a good
I'll
one.
listen to it.
That's a good one.
So what the fuck were we talking about?
Oh yeah, so that
music.
creative process. It's just, whatever you're capable of,
I feel like
it's I was just going to say it's hard to put someone's concepts, like someone's ideas into like a picture or music form.
Yeah. I feel like it would have been the same for this guy creating our logo. So like now that our intro and our outro is like now like synonymous with the content that we produce. I don't know. So here's another one. If you guys like our fucking intro and outro composed by David himself, send us something. Can I get some feedback, please? We're 5 episodes in. I ain't got nothing. I'm putting out on Front Street for you guys.
Seriously, anyone, just send us an email. Not even, just to say hi or anything.
Holy shit. Yeah, tell us you like the content. Tell us you hate the content. You can tell me on Facebook. It's great and all. But please, I just want to get excited when I get that first email. I know
it doesn't have to.
I know you motherfuckers are listening, okay? Send us something.
It can be like how much you dislike us. It doesn't even have to be about the podcast.
Jesus Christ. You can tell us how much you liked Billy last week. He was... Okay, at the time of this recording, we've pumped out 4 of them. Billy, we just released Billy's podcast, and I believe last Sunday. It is now Wednesday now. So he's been up for, 3 days. And it's our most listened to podcast at like 50 listens. Whether or not you listen to the entire thing or just 5 minutes, just know that it's counted at 50. So you can tell us that you like it. You can tell us you hate it. But right now, Billy's episode is the most listened to one. And everything else is like 20, 40.
And email us. Because if it's not through email, it's not official.
So... Okay, that actually goes to another topic I want to talk about. You can email us at, again, I'm going to plug this at the end as well, but here's a 17-minute plug for our email, thebreatheeasypodcast@gmail.com. Or I recently just set up a Twitter because I feel like this podcast has some legs. I don't know about you, Dave. Do you feel like this podcast can take off?
I feel like if we keep at it.
Yeah, because right now I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
And right now we've been consistent with it. Not really, but we've been consistent. We've been mindful of it. Like, let's record this day. Let's record that day. So I'm trying to take it more seriously. So I set up a Twitter. I don't know how to fucking use Twitter for my goddamn life. I don't know why anyone uses Twitter, but apparently, Twitter reaches the world. So might as well use Twitter. So I think it's at Breathe Easy Pod. I couldn't fit podcast, so it's just at Breathe Easy Pod. Tweet us questions, comments, concerns. Tell us our audio's off. Tell us, I need to stop yelling into the microphone. Tell us you want Billy back. For God's sake, just fucking do something. Email us, tweet us. Fuck.
We also have a YouTube channel. It's called Breathe Easy.
Holy shit, my fucking Siri just went off. And this is what it says right now, verbatim. Oh, no. Siri just went away. Anyway, sorry, what were you saying?
We have a YouTube channel.
Yes.
It's called Breathe Easy. Nothing on there yet, but you can expect those podcasts to be uploaded there. Also, future content like maybe some vlogs. I don't know. We definitely want to expand on that as well.
Yeah, so we were thinking how this would go is our normal podcast between me and Dave, we do this over Discord, so there's going to be no video, but what we're thinking is if we're going to put it on YouTube, we slap an image of like the logo, maybe episode 1, 2, indicating what episode you're on, and then just have the audio file there. But on the days that we have guests, we set up the same way that we set up for Billy in my living room. So we'll have 3 mics going. Maybe I'll live stream it on Twitch, twitch.tv/Blue Sheep. That's my URL. We might live stream it there. We'll probably fucking set up a camera or whatever and maybe upload that to YouTube as well whenever we have a guest.
Did we cover all our outlets that we have right now?
Yeah. Also my main man Ray. I don't know why he always like volunteers himself. So right now, he also said he was gonna hook me up with the marketing on Reddit. I don't know how to fucking use a Reddit. I don't know if you can. A fucking train's going by again. Jesus Christ. Why are people going home so late? But anyway, he said he was gonna set us up a Reddit, advertise us on those Reddit communities. I think they're called the subreddit for podcasters. So maybe I'll get something there. Literally, he posted something 2 days ago, and it got flagged for not having enough karma, which I guess gives you credibility. And I don't fucking know, but apparently Ray's got that handled. Ray might also be Ray might also be another guest. He likes ebony women. He likes talking about pepperoni nipples and fat pussies. And his favorite not catchphrase actually, his favorite thing to ask someone is, "Yo, is that the girl with the pep nips or the fat pussy?" So that's just a snippet of who Ray is. He's how do I say it? A Chinese neckbeard.
Not making him sound very good right now.
Well, he's a funny dude. Okay, he likes talking.
Yeah.
He likes talking about ebony women and Latina chicks and ass. And just to paint a picture, he's a neckbeard. He always wears a beanie with socks and sandals, a white T-shirt and jeans, maybe some shorts, basketball shorts preferably. And he's one of those people that has a fucking lanyard with a million keys on there, so they always jingle and jangle.
Speaking of future guests, we're thinking of having our friend Daphne on.
You wanna plug Daphne?
I guess I don't want to say too much because I asked this bitch and she hasn't replied.
Holy shit, this bitch!
Just a little preview. Daphne is Billy's first girlfriend, so if she does come on, expect us to talk about that and why she hates him so much.
Just to give it another story between Billy and Daphne. For some reason, Daphne went off on Billy, like she exploded on him, and this is how I paint the scenario in my head. Billy was sitting at the bleachers with his homeboys, and I think Daphne went over to him, took off his Jordans, and started hitting him with his own shoe. And he says, "Not the Jays, not the Jays." So, I mean, I can't do a good impression, but just listen back to the last podcast. Imagine that voice saying what I just said.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I mean, also, she's pretty goofy. We talk about stupid shit.
Goofy how? I can't think of her as goofy.
Goofy in the sense that we were talking on Snapchat today about her poop turning red because of all the flaming hot Cheetos she ate.
That's disgusting.
And then I told her she needed Jesus because that ain't normal, you know. She's got the devil in her.
I've eaten flaming hot Cheetos. I've never had my poop turn red from flaming hot Cheetos. The only time I've ever had my poop change color was, you know, those fucking Kool-Aids, the one with the twist top. You had to like rip the plastic off.
Oh yeah, I love those.
If you drink the blue one, I don't know why, but it turned my poop blue. But this was like back when I was like two inches shorter at like age of 5. Shout
out to OG Kool-Aid. That shit was the best.
You didn't like Kool-Aid? I
didn't like Jammers.
Okay, here's a not like a poor kid story, but you know how like you're growing up and your parents are like, "Nah, no," like you want something and they're like, "No, no, no," right? And you're just under the assumption it's too expensive. So when I was cognizant of all these prices, when I had to go, you know, to store myself and all this, I don't know what age this was, but I went to like Walmart, Target, and I just see all the 6-pack of Kool-Aid. It's a fucking $1. I'm like, why didn't we buy this? Why was I deprived of Kool-Aid?
Your parents didn't want to explain that it's not good for you, or?
Probably not. It was at a very young age where I realized I can turn my own poop blue if I drank enough blue Kool-Aid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I told her that, you know, that's not right. And then she, I forget how it went, but She's like, oh, that's never happened to you? I'm like, nah, the devil's in you, saying all this shit. And then finally I said, yeah, that's happened to me too.
You went on this whole like you need
Yeah,
Jesus.
I led her around. I led her around just to bring her back.
Did she give you that fucking face of like the
No, she didn't go angry mode. She just
No.
laughed it off.
Oh, she didn't give you that face that she usually types
Yeah,
in like
yeah, that,
hyphen underscore hyphen.
Yeah, that one.
Did she didn't give it
She
to you?
didn't. I didn't get it that
Oh
time.
wow. That fucking slanty face, that hyphen underscore hyphen face, that's like synonymous with her because she looks like that. I don't know if you can like paint the picture in your head, David.
It's
But
not look
doesn't
like
she?
that.
Well, doesn't
Do you,
she?
have you
doesn't
seen her eyeballs?
Doesn't she do that facial expression though?
I mean, kind of, but
Yeah.
she's got that the one where the mouth is like flat, but then the two eyeballs are like wide open. That's Daphne.
Oh yeah. Okay, so here's another thing. If you want to paint a picture of who Daphne is, she's for some reason she has really, really wide eyes. Like really wide.
For an Asian.
Yeah. Yeah, note she's Asian, so they should be like slits in a blanket or slits in a cut of paper, whatever. But they're just like I I don't know how to describe it. It looks like she's just looking dead. You know, like if you're looking out a window, right? If you're in your house or whatever, and let's say you live in the woods, and you see like those beating like red eyes because it's like a wolf or something, like just eyes staring at you, or like an owl. That's what Daphne is. I would hate to have her outside my window, just appearing and just her staring wide-eyed at me.
Daphne's the thing in the dark that watches you.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say
I don't
overall,
know what else. I don't know what we would talk about with her though. We're having this discussion off on Facebook as we were trying to discuss what the hell will we talk about with Daphne. But David's like, you're overthinking it.
I think you are. The thing about Daphne is she is a chatterbox. As long as we don't say anything to make her mad. I mean, that's the only way it can go downhill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, and I hope I don't get any shit for this. And I'm pretty sure Daphne doesn't listen to these podcasts. Maybe she might listen to the one that she's on, but she definitely probably won't listen to the ones beforehand. If you upset Daphne in any way, she's never done anything to me. Actually, no, she has. She has, you know, when like girls fight and like they pull at each other's hair.
Yes.
I don't know why. I think we were at her place. I don't know why, but she like pulled the shit out of my hair, and this is like I have like fairly graspable hair. I don't know if you were there, but she like yanked my hair and tried to like pull me across the room, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Dude, I remember you would say shit, but then I would take the heat for it.
Yes.
You would talk shit and I'd get stabbed. Like, fuck, man.
I think you've been stabbed more times than Daphne that I can count.
She explains that I can take it and you can't. That's her reasoning.
Well, that's a good reason because I've never been stabbed by Daphne, and we've been friends for like 5 years.
I guess.
I wonder if she's ever stabbed Billy.
Yeah. With the plastic knife, right?
No.
When
she
he was
stabbed
playing
him.
Tennis.
She stabbed him with a plastic
Or
knife.
tried to, right?
The only story of her chasing him with something is the fucking Chinese butcher knife. It's like the huge. I don't know if you know what it looks like, but it's like a wooden handle with like it's like essentially a rectangular blade.
Yeah.
That's what she chased him with around her own house. Oh, that's another fun story we can talk to her about. Stay tuned for maybe next week, 2 weeks from now. We might have her on. We'll have her elaborate on that.
Yeah.
And let's hope to God she doesn't get upset.
I think we'll be good.
Holy shit.
I have a good feeling.
You do, I don't. And not for having her explode. I just wouldn't know what to talk to her about.
All right. Let's move on to the next thing.
Well, we haven't even started what we were actually wanted to talk about. We're 30 minutes
in. Yeah, that's the thing.
And we're just kind of like talking. But anyway, yeah. David, go on with your PC issue again. For the second time. Let's talk about your PC issue and enlighten me again for the second time. What's your issue with your PC or pre-built PC?
So yeah, I bought a PC from cyberpowerpc.com because at the time I didn't want to deal with assembling it, putting on the that crap for the CPU and whatnot, dealing with wires. So I just told Cyberpower, here's the parts I want. I'm thinking they're a quality website. It's a thing they do for a living. So they send the PC with all the parts that I wanted. So twice I've recognized something's been wrong with my PC since then. The first was a year after I bought my PC and been using it frequently. I realized that the top CPU fans, they were never turning. Not once have they turned. So I'm like, all right, maybe the PC hasn't gotten that hot, because the lights inside for the pump that turns on. So I'm like, all right, it's working. But then it's been a year, so I'm like, all right, I gotta figure this out. So I do my research, and then I find out that it's missing a cable, a separate line that works for the fan. I'm like, fuck. Been running my CPU without the fucking fan working for a year. Imagine how bad that could have turned out.
So I like to think that since you had a water cooled system, let's say you had air cooled, you'd be fucked. Because for water, at least the heat is dispersing with that water.
Yeah, through the radiator.
And it's not being cooled, but it's dispersing that way. But God forbid you had an air cooled thing, and your fucking PC, your CPU would have been fried on day one.
But yeah, that was strike one, and then the second one happened recently, which is why I'm bringing up this whole thing in the first place. I did a CPU test. I just wanted to see how my system was running compared to all that new hardware that's out. And then it shows me the results, says my CPU is good, my graphics card, it's all Gucci. But then it shows a little detail for my RAM and it has that little red flag next to it.
Yes.
And it says your RAM's rated at running at 1800, but it's going at 1333. So then I had to learn how to go into my BIOS and then, set that to the factory speed. There's just so much things that they miss that I feel like they should have prepared beforehand.
Well done, Batman.
Thank you. But yeah, I just wanted to rant about that. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like if you definitely should have, well, at the time, 3 years ago, you definitely should have just built your PC.
I mean, yeah, I could do it now. I realize it's not that difficult.
Yeah. All right. So for those who have never built a PC or are contemplating on buying a PC from iBuyPower, CyberPower, or fucking for some reason dropping a fuck ton of money on a Razer PC or whatever, building a PC may seem daunting as hell, but it's the most simple thing ever. Just because literally you buy all the parts and there's instructions on how to put everything together. And in terms of wiring and plugging so everything plugs into a motherboard. Literally the motherboard is labeled. So I can your RAM goes here, your fucking power supply goes here. Essentially, plug A goes into port A, and that's how they label everything. It's the most simplest thing ever.
It's like Legos.
Yeah, it's essentially Legos for adults. And it's time consuming, yeah, but you save you save trouble of having to go through what David went through and finding out a year later that his fucking RGB header, which lit up his CPU his CPU cooler, was plugged in, but his CPU fan header was not plugged in because he didn't even have the fucking cable. So unlike, I'm gonna just go on a tangent. Unlike how you have, you can do things for your car. You can service your car yourself, or you can have it done by the fucking tune-up place, the gas station, or
mechanic.
The dealership, the mechanic. Thank you. And they charge $300-$400 for labor. Well, building a PC is the price of having it pre-built and building yourself is not that different. But so the trade-off is time if you choose to build it yourself, but you save yourself the possibility of having one of your parts fuck up.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like when I bought it on Cyberpower, it's like the price would have come to basically about the same as if I were just to order the parts myself. I mean, like if you were to buy like Alienware, which I looked into back then because I knew nothing about PCs, that's where you get ripped off. I think it was like $1,000 for like a computer with an i3 and a 960 at the time, which was like 500 total.
I was totally gonna say something, but I totally forgot. Oh, we touched on this last podcast, the scrapped episode, but David made a point of like since the price of having it pre-built and building it yourself is not that much. So it may be like a $30 difference, $60 difference, but in terms of like, you know, if you're spending $1,500, $2,000 on a setup, what's $60, right?
Mm-hmm.
So David touched on this point of saying these motherfuckers don't care, so they'll just put two and two together. You know, they'll assemble it, maybe not the right way. If they bend a plug or whatever, who gives a shit, right? Because I feel like now that I'm thinking about this now, usually the people who know how to build PCs build it. They don't buy it. So I'm thinking like the people at Cyberpower are like, these motherfuckers don't know nothing. They won't even notice it. So they'll have that one fuck up in your entire system, and you probably won't even find out until, 7 years down the line. Oh, that's a bit long. Like maybe like 3 years down the line. And then by that time it's like,
damage has been done.
Yeah, the damage has been done. Now your PC that could have been running for 5 or 6 years just died, just shit it out at 3. So just save yourself the trouble. Just learn how to build a PC. I learned how to build a PC in like 30 minutes.
To be fair, it could have been an honest mistake, but
it could have been.
I don't know.
But it's a mistake you wouldn't have made if you chose to build it yourself.
Right. Exactly.
So mistakes were how do I say it? Mistakes were made. Now you know your lesson.
Also, to touch up on one thing real quick, when you do buy PC parts, don't go for the most expensive thing, because a year later, I guarantee something cheaper will come out that's just as fast. That happened with my 980 Ti, and then the 1070 came out, and it was practically the same thing at like $200 less. So
yeah, that's why for me, I don't even go with the 10. I don't go with like a. So right now, at the time of this recording, God knows if anyone listens to this 5 years down the line, whatever. The current model is the 10 series. So 1080 Ti is the best that you can buy.
Titan X.
Or Titan X, and then go a tier down is the 1080. That's what people usually buy.
Mm-hmm.
And like David said, shit comes out every so often, every 2 years, 3 years, and it's worth $800. But for me, I just spend $200 on a 1060 for. I think it's diminishing. What is it? Diminishing returns.
Yep.
Yeah. So for me, I can spend $260 on my 1060 graphics card, and it'll give me 120 frames per second on a game, which is good. Or I can spend up to $800 to $1,000, depending on the time of when you buy it. $800 to $1,000 on this top of the line graphics card for maybe 20 more frames a second. Is spending that extra $600 worth an extra like 20 frames on a game that like doesn't even require? And to be fair, it looks nice, but if I can remember what I've read over the years, is your eyes can only register like 60 frames a second or something like that.
You can recognize the difference though.
Can you?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, scrap that idea, but just know just ask yourself, is $600 worth that 20 extra frames per second?
I mean, if you're like one of those enthusiasts, then they'll obviously say yes.
Yes, but if you're like an average consumer, then the answer is probably clear as day.
Here's the good thing is when I got my 980 Ti, it was the second best, And the whole idea behind that was just get something really good up front, and it'll last longer. It'll take a longer time before I have to upgrade. Like I don't need to upgrade. I run my screens at 1080p, and that's more than enough for any game out there. It's better than your 1060. I can still imagine using that. I don't know, 3 to 5 more years, and play every game I want.
Yeah. To be fair, here's a snippet. Oh, not a snippet. Yeah, a snippet of my life. So the PC that I have now, I just built a few months ago. But I had a one that I built in 2013, 2012 or whatever, and I was running a GTX 660, which at the time I think was fairly new. I don't know the time frame of when it was released when I got it. I carried that 660 with me from 2013 all the way to, I want to say, the closer to the end of 2017 or so. So if a 660, which is, I want to say, almost bottom of the barrel in terms of, that iteration, it took me all the way to like what, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't got the money, dude, I'm sure even a 1050 now could last you just as long as a 1080, just not as good quality in terms of the output. You might not see every single pore on your character's face, but it'll give you something.
It's true. That's definitely true. I mean, if you don't mind playing on like medium settings, and something like that could last you. The thing about with my card is I can play everything on ultra.
I'm pretty sure. So for my 660 back in the day, I ran League of Legends, PUBG, all on high settings, and it was fine.
I mean, League doesn't count. It's not
true.
Graphically demanding.
True.
PUBG is weird. Like, there are times where it would work well for you, but it wouldn't work for me.
Yeah. Maybe it was definitely server side then.
I don't know.
No.
But that was one of them. But yeah.
So we'll end this segment with YouTube, how to build a PC. And when the time comes, if you ever want another one, literally, you can just YouTube it and you will learn how you need 7 parts, and you just, plug A to port A, and you can learn all that in 30 minutes, and that's it. Or you can buy one and, go 1 year down the line and realize that something's not plugged in, and, you realize your PC's smoking.
Yeah. Just know you don't have to be afraid of it. It's really simple. And this is where Jeremy would say, fear.
Yeah, yes.
Something.
Yes.
Our next topic.
Yes. Well, we're going to leave that in. We won't edit this out because I like those awkward pauses.
Nothing to fear.
Okay.
Except fear itself.
There's nothing to... Okay, let's have this nice segue. There's nothing to fear about PC building, but let's go over our actual fears. How's that? Fuck. Well, I'll work on the transitions. I'll work on the segues. So I was briefly thinking of things to talk about because fuck, honestly, I think Billy's, we're only 5 episodes in now, but Billy's was the high point just because it was pretty fucking funny, to be honest with you. I can listen to snippets of the last one and just fucking laugh. So compared to now, I guess we're kind of taking a step down because we don't have Bills himself and it's just back to us two. So I was thinking of topics to talk about. And I kind of wanted to talk about our fears, I guess. Things that scare the shit out of us, things we're afraid of. And David, have you had enough time to think of things that you're afraid of? Or should I start off?
You should start off. Because in my notes, I just wrote fears.
Well done. So as I'm talking, you can think of something. Or you can agree with something that I talk about that I mentioned. So one thing that scares the shit out of me is fucking insects. I'm not gonna fucking lie. Or more so, spiders. Holy fucking... So growing up, I don't know about you, David. I know you're afraid of centipedes, right?
Big time.
Big time. David often sends us snaps of centipedes in his amp recently.
Oh no,
And
we can talk about that in a sec.
yeah,
It was a
yeah.
spider.
Oh, well, rip. But like, it's just if I can see a picture of a spider, it's fine. But if I see one up close, and like sometimes it just like freaks the shit out of me because like in my mind, if I'm gonna kill a spider, first off, the spiders I see are fucking huge. They could be like the size of a fucking dime, and for me, that's ooh, ugh. So like growing up, I don't know why, but like I would be in one room and then my brother would be in another room. And I'd be like, Cody! And he'd be like, what, bitch? Like, kill the spider for me. And then like ever since then, my mom has given me shit about like, oh no, there's a spider. Why don't you call your brother to come kill it? I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm killing it myself.
Ooh.
But I know I put on my big boy pants. But like, okay, so going back to it, like, if you see it move, there are some spiders that fucking like jump, and those are like the smaller ones, and that freaks the shit out of me. Freaks the shit out of me.
Dude, I just leave those though. Those really small ones, they're harmless.
Like I can do those little red dots. They're spiders, right?
Oh.
On the concrete, have you ever seen like the little red moving dots?
I know what you're talking about. I don't really know.
Those I'm fine with because I can just flick them off because they're not big. Like I can see an ant. Ants are fine, but like with spiders, I don't know. I wouldn't classify it as arachnophobia because I don't start like hyperventilating and all that shit. But
I mean, yeah,
I'm just afraid. I'm just afraid that like I don't know why I keep fucking burping. But like if I ever go to kill it, it's either going to move or it's going to jump on me or I lose it. Have you seen that it was just on Facebook, like a guy tries to like it's a big ass spider. It looks like a wolf spider from like Australia or something.
Yeah.
And he puts
with
a
the
bowl
right?
on top. Yeah, and then he takes it down. He shuffles the bowl around so like the spider can go into the bowl. It's a big ass spider. It's bigger than your hand. Okay, if anyone doesn't know what a wolf spider is, Google a wolf spider.
But yeah, keep going.
And he takes the bowl down. It's no longer on the ceiling. And then when he gets to camera level and shows you what's in the bowl, there's nothing there. And then he turns his face. He turns his head,
yeah.
and the fucking spider is on his face. And I'm like, oh my god. Like, I don't know. It's just like the creepy crawly shit. Like the things with like, so I don't know why ants don't scare me because they're just fucking ants, right? Spiders scare the shit out of me. And centipedes and millipedes scare the shit out of me.
I think for me, it's things with long legs. So spiders with long legs. Oh god, centipedes. They have like 1 million long legs.
Ugh.
Millipedes aren't bad. I can have one like walk on me. That's not.
Millipedes?
Yeah, it's just like a worm with really really small legs. It doesn't bite you.
So back at my old house, sometimes I would whenever I had to do laundry, I had to go down to the basement. Sometimes I'd be barefoot, and I'd just see a fucking a centipede like scurry along. I'm like, nope, going back upstairs. Or this, I shit you not, I'm like age 16 or whatever. I tell my mom to come down with me. I'm no bullshit. I can't do that. It's just like the creepy crawly shit. And there was one time I left a laundry basket downstairs because I just took it out of the dryer. And this has never happened before. I'm digging through the clothes, and I shit you not, in the center of the laundry basket was a fucking centipede just chilling in my clothes. I'm like, ooh! And then I'm like, Mommy! Come over here!
You're such a pussy, dude.
I know. I can't deal with it. I can't handle losing it. And then if I lose it, I'm afraid like
just knowing that it's out there now.
Yeah, just knowing it's out there. It could like that statistic of like you eat like 8 spiders a year because they crawl in your mouth. That really fucks with me because like you never know when it's gonna like it doesn't like fuck with me, but it's like when the fuck do spiders ever? Because like as far as I know, spiders don't go on the bed. Not that I know of. I think I've read something like
dude, they come down from the ceiling and just land on shit.
Yeah, but like they don't crawl up your bedpost and onto you and all that stuff. As far as I know, I think I read something like that. But it's like if I know it's out, it was just a headline. I'm notorious on this podcast for just reading headlines and not reading it. reading the article itself. But like just the idea of knowing that that motherfucker is out there to scare me another day, that keeps me up at night. Not really, but it just scares me. And like I get the creepy crawlies and shit. Like I get the goosebumps.
Let's address some things.
Yes.
I don't fuck with centipedes. Like if I see it like running through my floor, I just leave it because I know those things don't like, they won't crawl on you. They avoid the light, so those are fine. It's spiders. The moment I see it, I know it has to go. I don't know if it's true that you swallow or eat 10 spiders in your sleep a year. Because for one thing, you know, homeboy doesn't open his mouth when he sleeps. You know, I don't have that my mouth's ready for dick, you know, sleeping position. But I don't know how true that is. But yeah, so a week ago I sent Jeremy a Snapchat of me having an epic battle with a spider. It's like 2 days before that, there's a giant ass spider literally walking across my wall. And I had to get my Pikachu umbrella just to smush it. And that took like 10 minutes. But then the second, like literally 2 days later, something just as big. And this one was a pain in the ass because I tried to hit it and then it fell down. And then that was when the struggle began. I couldn't go back to sleep until I knew it was dead. So I searched everywhere with my phone light. You know, I'm looking at every corner. And then I crawled in the back of my little amp that I have. And that's when I did the 1-2 punch. I sprayed it with some fabric softener to make it move out of the little tight spot. Yeah. And then bam, smushed it with my umbrella. Its legs were still like flinching.
That's disgusting. That's fucking disgusting.
A man's gotta do what he's gotta do, you know?
So whenever I go for the kill for a spider, after I work up all the courage, I don't know, since you said it took you 10 minutes to do it, right? Are you like, so let me paint a picture. There's a spider on the table, right? And it's crawling, it stops. I get napkins or tissues, whatever, and I pray to God that it's still in that spot, okay? Mm-hmm. And for the next 10 minutes, I'm contemplating how to kill it, contemplating how my life has gone up until this point. Will it jump on me? Will it eat me? Will it fucking bite me? And I'm like 115 pounds. This thing is fucking a fraction of a pound, and I'm pussying out over this fucking little insect thing. But it's taking me fucking 10 minutes. I could be not hyperventilating, but I'm just like contemplating my life choices up until this point. And I'm just like wondering why I'm such a pussy. Okay, and after I work up the courage, you know, I'm not killing spiders every 2 days. Okay, so the next one down the line could be like 3 months, 4 months, half a year. Maybe I can go an entire year without killing a spider. And that whole fucking cycle of wondering what I've done, my life accomplishments, you know, how I've gotten to this point of killing this spider and worrying the millions of possibilities, if it could bite me, if it could eat me, if it could just fucking jump out of the way.
Just restarts.
Yeah, it just fucking restarts because I'm not fucking invincible. So I'm like,
Well, I don't go in the kill with a napkin. I'm like, for two reasons. Because if I do that, I'm gonna go with like the force of God or whatever. Just like fucking use so much excessive force just to really know it's dead. That's why I use my umbrella, because, you know, I'm at a distance. If it does try to pull anything. Yeah. You know, if I miss, you know, I'm still good. That shit ain't getting on me. But to the second thing is those centipedes. Those are even worse. Because they're actually like hard. So when you kill it, it's like there's a good crunch. Yeah. So the last time I killed one, because now I just leave them alone, but one was crawling across my floor. I have this 20-pound dumbbell. I literally picked it up and smushed it. And then I left it like that. I couldn't pick it back up.
Oh, rip.
That's when you call for backup. That's when I called my sister.
Mom, get in here. Get the camera.
But yeah.
So this actually brings up an interesting story now that we're talking about bugs. So this calls back to the fire alarm that happened 2 nights ago at 1 a.m. I'm standing outside for 15 minutes. I'm like essentially I'm in my PJs, so like basketball shorts, oversized t-shirt, and I just put a hoodie on over. And in general, sometimes like I'll feel like something crawl on my skin, right? And then I realize it's nothing. It's just like my skin kind of like a breeze or whatever, or like it just feels like something's crawling across my chest or something. So I'm like, okay, that's fucking normal. I go back in after the fire alarm, and I'm now in bed, and I'm like, what the fuck? Now the sensation's happening on my chest. I'm like, what the fuck, right? And then I get rid of the itch, and it fucking moves over to the other side of my chest. I'm like, what the fuck? I think so, and then I feel something crawling on me. I'm like, what the hell? So I tell Sean, I'm like, I think there's a fucking bug in my shirt. So I open the light, I flip my shirt inside out. All right, I take it off, and in doing so, I flip it inside out, and she just nonchalantly says, "There's a bug in there," and I instantly, nope, drop it. I wanted to burn the fuck out of that shirt. Like, I ain't having this. Turn on the light. I go and get my fucking shoe, and I look for the little bastard. Okay. And it looks like, I didn't have my glasses on. It looks like a little piece of like, like black lint or whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on the sleeve portion. And I fucking take my shoe and I fucking whap right onto the floor. And the motherfucker just starts moving. I made full contact with my boot. And the motherfucker is crawling like he's unfazed. So I have to do that thing where like I go in for a second hit and then I fucking crunch it, and it wasn't fucking, and I confirm the kill. Okay, I picked up my dog tag. For those who play Call of Duty, you pick up dog tags to confirm the kill. And it was like this black, like it was, I don't know if it was a spider. I had my glasses on, but it scared the fucking shit out of me just to know that there's something that close to me. Dude, your bed's supposed to be your sanctuary right next to the toilet. Okay, you feel safe in your bed, just like you feel safe on the toilet. And I feel like I got invasion of privacy. My whole world was fucking rocked for that one instant. I'm like, and ever since then, so like last night, I'm like, I hope to fucking God there's not a fucking bug on me. And I was like wondering, like, if I picked up one bug, is there another bug on me? Is there another bug like now on my bed? And I was just like freaking the fuck out.
It's funny how irrational those fears are, because like, I mean, even what's the worst like something like that could do to you? Dude,
like, I could it could be like a tick. I could get Lyme disease. I can end up like fucking Ashley Olsen.
A tick in your fucking apartment.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tick season.
Dude, and ticks are like at farms and shit.
Well, like more so now that I have a dog that's prone to ticks and fleas. I don't know if that was a tick or a flea. I don't know the size of a tick or a flea. It was pretty big, so I'm pretty sure it wasn't. But then I was just contemplating. I'm like, if it's a tick or a flea, I might get Lyme disease. Oh shit, I might, because I've heard stories of like doctors confusing Lyme disease with AIDS. I might have AIDS now. Oh my god, and then I might end up like a skeleton, like fucking one of the Olsen twins. Like all that shit just went through my mind for just a quick second. And that's how a bug can rock my world.
Have you watched the Brave Wilderness? It's a YouTube channel where this guy gets bitten by literally any kind of bug.
Oh yes. I've seen the one where he gets bit by a bullet ant.
There's one where he gets bit by a giant centipede, and like literally the centipede's like a foot long. It's like an inch wide. He said that was the most painful one.
Is it when the prongs were stuck into his arm?
No. Well, it bit him twice and it injected his poison, and he almost like went into shock.
I think I've seen this one. It's fucking crazy what people would fucking do. But
yes.
It's
something
people
like that.
It's people like him that know what to expect if I ever run into one and get bitten.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ, like just watching it, I can't, like just watching someone else get bit by a bug that up close.
Mm-hmm.
That shit freaks me the fuck out. I get chills watching it.
Same. What are we talking about?
Our fears, so I went on this whole tangent.
Oh,
Fears.
jeez.
And we are at the 1 hour mark, and we haven't gotten even through. This is still the first segment that we planned. So,
All right, so let's before we go on, let's talk about what we were planning for this podcast.
what were we
Jeremy was
planning?
afraid that we were gonna run out of content, and I told him before we start. I said, you know, any of these topics are like that we were thinking of doing could be its own episode, and he was like, nah, we should have one or two. Like we're still gonna go over a favorite movie after this, which I think we'll save that for another time. And I also wrote down microphones because we were in the market just looking for a bunch of different shit. I don't know. I think we should save that too.
Oh, maybe. So we're an hour in. I've gone over one of my fears. I was gonna list another one, but yeah, I guess we can go back to back.
You're gonna go for two.
Yeah, I was gonna go for two. There's one other one.
We actually might be able to, because like my fears, there's small stuff like that. I don't have like any kind of phobia of like falling or whatever, or like claustrophobia, nothing like that. I'd say my fears are more social, like those kind of like anxieties, stuff like that, which I don't really want to talk about.
What's like a social anxiety? Is it like just like what will people like think of me, and then you go into like shock?
Oh yeah,
and
no,
then you
I
just,
don't.
like,
I don't go
start
into
sweating
shock
profusely.
Nah, nothing like that. Nothing that
You,
bad.
like, breathe into like a paper bag.
Or like if I make a joke, sometimes I'll be like, "Oh my god," and like it doesn't land. I'll be like, "Oh my god, they don't like me anymore."
Welcome
Especially
to
for people I
my
don't
world,
know.
bitch. Welcome to my world where I tell 1,000,001 jokes and only one of them hit. Okay.
I mean, you're not funny though.
Fuck you. Fuck you. What are you talking about? I'm the funniest guy here. Granted, there's only me and you, but
I know. Well, I mean, you're a guy. I'm a man. There's a
thank
difference.
you. Thank you. I'm glad you didn't say boy.
I'm
Glad you said. I'm glad you said guy. At least that gives me.
I've learned. I know you get offended, even though you'll never admit it. But like when I say for like Halloween, I'll be Batman, you be Robin. I don't want to be a Robin.
I don't want to be a Robin. I don't get butthurt over that shit. I just be like, why am I Robin? At least give me.
How are you gonna be Batman?
Fuck you. At least give me the benefit, like, give me some credit here. At least call me like Nightwing or something. Jesus Christ. I don't want to be like a fucking boy in boy shorts and, fucking.
Dude, you have the proportions though.
I don't want to wear boy shorts, okay? I don't like green. I don't like yellow. I don't want to wear fucking domino mask. It's just the boy shorts, okay? I don't want to look like Burt Ward in the fucking 60s cartoon. The 60s TV show.
Would you rather like Batman Forever with the nips?
No, because are we talking about the suit itself?
Yeah, just the costume.
Oh no, I would not want the bat nipples and the bat butt and the bat credit card. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
I'd rather wear like green underwear and show off my my massive quads than wear fucking armor with nipples.
So I just looked at my phone and we teased Daft.
I'm still here.
Oh no! Shit! No! Sorry, my fucking computer froze for a second. I thought I wasn't recording anymore. But anyway, I'm reading our Facebook conversation, our Facebook group message with Daphne, and he says, and David asked, Daphne, would you like to be on a guest on our podcast? And she says, what the hell? ... It's a yes or no question. We do it at Jeremy's, and she says, I don't know what a podcast is. David says, we just talk about shit in front of a mic, that's it. And she says, what's the point? Because it's fun. And all proceeded by ... Jesus, you and Billy asking all these questions. And then all Daphne says is, because I don't see a point. So I don't think we're gonna get her on as a guest. Maybe we'll coerce her with some fucking like hostess ding dongs or something to come on here. Mm-hmm. But this is the quality, the caliber of character that we have to deal with just to get people on this fucking podcast. People who don't know what a podcast is don't understand why we're recording dialogue, because it's fun and people might want to listen to what we have to say. Hence why we're doing this podcast in the first place. I don't know where I was going with that story. I just wanted to give everyone an update.
Yeah, I'm reading through what I said to Billy, and even he's not that difficult.
Yeah, I understand why people, some people don't know what a podcast is or don't listen to podcasts in general. But to say like, I don't know what it is, what's the point? And, I don't see a point of it. It's like, well, what's the point of anything? Because it's fun. What's the point in doing makeup? Because you enjoy it. What's the point in playing video games? Because we enjoy it. What's the point of coming on this podcast? So we can record our dialogue and, it's kind of fun, cataloging what we say in these conversations. So whether or not we get Daphne on in future episodes is probably a 40%, 30%. But her and someone else has been dying to hang out. So maybe we might bait them into coming onto this podcast.
Yeah.
So what the fuck were we even talking about? Your fear?
Yeah.
Yeah, keep going.
I got a bunch of like social anxieties like that. I'm trying to think of like other ones off the top of my head.
Do you want me to go for my number 2 and then you can go for your number 1?
Just go for it.
Okay.
That's another thing about that social anxiety is like, real quick, is like I like to keep things close to my chest and I don't like talking about it. I keep my feelings held up in like a barn and then I lock that shit up.
In a barn? So like...
As a real man should. No, don't share your feelings. I'm just kidding.
So like for those, I was going to do a Walking Dead reference. David, do you even watch Walking Dead?
I haven't watched like the latest stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm like 4 years behind, but I was gonna be like, when you mentioned the barn, I was like, so like Herschel with the walkers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there we go. So my number 2, it's really up in the air. I can say like vertigo. I don't really get, everyone gets like that vertigo where like you look down a really like tall ass building and then like the ground kind of moves up, your perspective changes. That doesn't freak me the fuck out. But like when I stare down, it's like like what goes through my mind is like, if I fall down right now, I'm gonna fucking probably get that feeling that you get when you go down a fucking roller coaster.
Oh yeah.
And then everything goes to black, which doesn't really scare me. It just sparks my curiosity. But one thing that freaks me the fuck out, I'm gonna talk about one of my dreams that I used to have. It was a recurring dream. And it's sleep paralysis. And if I'm not good with painting this dream just because...
So you'd have a dream and then you'd wake up in sleep paralysis? This recurring dream?
So I know that sleep paralysis is like, let's say I can be in my bedroom right now and I see my bedroom. My eyes are, I guess, closed. But I can like... So sleep paralysis, your eyes are open and you just can't move?
That's how it is for me.
So for me, it's happened on multiple occasions, sleep paralysis, but there's this one instance when I was really young, I would have this dream where I'm looking through a peephole and I'm being crushed. I can't move and I just see everything around me move. So like through this peephole, I can see life go on. I can see people walking by. People know I'm in there and I can't fucking breathe. And it's the most scariest fucking thing I've ever experienced. And what makes it even worse was that usually like dreams happen once or twice. This fucking dream happened over the course of my life from like, I want to say maybe age 11 to, going even as far as age 17, 18.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fucking scary ass dream. I can't paint this picture in my head because, like when you can remember dreams more vividly when you write them down. Well, I never did that shit. So I'm trying to paint it in my head and, say it in the podcast right now. But it's essentially like, it's maybe it's not like a peephole, but it's, like a storm drain. It's a storm drain. So like, in the movie It, for those who've watched it, I haven't fucking watched it, but the clown that comes out of the storm drain and the kid looks in. Well, yeah. I'm in the perspective of the clown. So I'm I'm like, I feel like I'm trapped under fucking like rocks.
Oh yeah, I get what you're saying.
I can't fucking breathe, but I see life go on around me or through that slit, through that storm drain. And it's the most scariest fucking thing ever. Now,
why do you think you have that dream?
I have no fucking clue. I have no idea. It's not like I have a shitty childhood or anything. It's not like that dream. You know how sometimes you have dreams relative to what you did throughout the day or what's on your mind before you go to sleep? That dream, there was no fucking correlation of what was going on in my life for it to go on for fucking almost 6-7 years.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just giving a time frame, but it happened over the course of years, and it's not like it happened every day. It happened maybe beginning of January. It fucking come back in like June, and then it just comes sporadically, and it's the most scariest fucking thing when your scariest dream just hits you out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've had like some reoccurring nightmares. I always have the one where I'm like at school or whatever, and then they ask for like your homework. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot. Or like they say there's a test today. I'm like, oh, I didn't know there's a test. I have that one. I still have that sometimes.
That was me every day in college.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not as bad now that I'm out of school, but what else? There's another one where like I get myself into a situation where I have to fight, but then when I do fight, my arms have no strength. I don't know why that one happens, but that one
you're like a deflated All Might.
Basically, yeah. Like,
have you?
I don't know.
You haven't watched the latest My Hero, have you?
I'm waiting for the season to end, and I'm gonna binge it.
That shit's emotional. This last episode's emotional as fuck.
I know you're telling me. I'm like, don't tell me. I don't want to hear the names.
Oh God.
Of his moves and all that.
Oh my God, the moves. Well, yeah, go on.
I had one more. I should have wrote it down, but God.
Well, I can go.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna. It's not a number 3, but still going on for mine is sleep paralysis, and I haven't had that dream in a few years. As far as I know, to my knowledge, I haven't had that dream in a really long time, and I hope to God I never have that dream again. But I have normal sleep paralysis, and for some reason, for those who don't know what sleep paralysis is, it's like you're awake but you can't move. Some people have described like someone sitting on their chest or whatever, and they fucking panic. So for me, I think it's a normal case of sleep paralysis.
Do you know why that happens?
I really don't know why. I don't know.
It's apparently so when you fall asleep, your body does that so you don't move around and like fucking like fall off the bed. So it's like a natural thing.
Oh. So are your eyes are open? I think I already asked this. Are your eyes open?
Oh, for me? Yeah,
just in general.
It's just I wake up, but then I can't like move anything. And for me, I know for some people like it can last a long time. For me, it's like 10 seconds, and then it's just me struggling to move, and then things start happening. I don't have it frequently either. It's like once like a year or something.
Oh, mine happens not frequently. Maybe it happened like maybe 2-3 times a year, but I can't remember if my eyes are open. I think my eyes are usually closed. And what usually happens is I sleep on my side, and like when I know I'm having sleep paralysis, I'm having sleep paralysis. And again, for some reason, here's another train. Jesus Christ. And for some reason, I can't fucking breathe. To the point where like I feel like I'm fucking suffocating for the next 10-15 seconds. And then now I know I'm awake because I'm fucking gasping. I don't even know if this is a dream actually, because then I gasp for air and then I can move. Okay, so I'm trying to move, I'm trying to breathe.
It's not a dream, it's just you being awake and not being able to move.
So I like all my actions now are limited. Like I can't do anything. I'm trying to move. I'm trying to move my leg, trying to move my arm, trying to flip over, trying to breathe. Then all of a sudden, it's like someone turns on a fucking switch, and I gasp for air. I'm like, and then I'm able to move, and then it fucking happens again. It's like I can't, I'm in that position. I can't breathe again. I swear to God, this shit happens. And in one session of sleep paralysis, this fucking gasping for air thing happens like 4 or 5 times, and it's the scariest fucking shit. But you feel so uncomfortable.
Can you imagine? I was watching the H3H3 podcast, and Ethan was saying that for him, it can last for like minutes, like 10 plus minutes.
Jesus fucking Christ!
That'd be. I couldn't handle that.
I'd have a nervous
intense.
breakdown. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking intense. I can't do 15 seconds, let alone a minute.
Yeah. Do you ever lucid dream?
I've never tried lucid dreaming.
It's something if you actually try, like, tell yourself, yeah, I'm gonna do stuff in my dream, and then it'll actually happen. Like, you'll be like, oh, I'm dreaming, and then the thing is though, like, when I do it and I realize I'm dreaming, I try to do stuff that I can't do, but then I just fall flat. Like nothing happens.
So, are you lacking the creativity, or
I think
or
deep
do you
down,
not know how your dreams work?
I'm just a realistic person, and that's just my core. So even if I try to fly in my dreams, knowing that I'm dreaming, it's not gonna happen.
So, I knew. Okay, this is this is like burp number fucking 10, 11. We have another friend. His name's Anmal. But I think back in high school when I first met him, he asked me if I did lucid dreaming and all that stuff, and I don't want to say gave me an introduction to what it is, but just thinking off the top of my head, when I think of lucid dreaming, I instantly think of him. And he told me of like some bullshit of like, I don't want to say bullshit because he might be listening and I just don't know a better way to describe it. Essentially saying like, once you realize you're dreaming, you can do whatever the fuck you want. But then he says something about like, if you get too excited or whatever, you could die. I don't know. Maybe I'm jumbling the entire fucking story up.
Yeah,
we were in high school, so it's been like 9 years. But I Googled it, and it's, so for you, did you have to do like that process or did you automatically do it?
So I was like 13, 14, and I was really into Dragon Ball Z, so my goal was to do a Kamehameha.
Yes.
It wasn't like a process, it's just like something I wanted to do. And then eventually I'd realize I was in a dream and I'd try to do it and nothing would happen.
It's just like a puff of air.
Just imagine like putting your hands out in front of you. That's it.
Because you weren't trying hard enough.
I guess maybe.
Yeah, maybe you should have went Super Saiyan first.
But does that happen to you at all? Like,
where
even
I realize I'm dreaming?
Yeah.
No.
Like sometimes I don't even try, but like I'll know. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely dreaming.
So I think this goes for everyone. You don't know you're in the dream until you wake up. Then you're like, oh shit, I just had this crazy ass dream. But when I looked up how to lucid dream, it was like this 20 step, exaggerating, but it was this fucking multi-step process of like, first, if you have a dream, you got to write it down, write about it, catalog it, and you'll have vivid imagery of this dream, and you do it multiple nights. And then I think you go to sleep with an idea, and then if that manifests into idea and whatever, and then at some point you realize you're dreaming, and then you can do whatever the hell you want. But I'm like, I ain't got time for this shit. I
don't know about that. That's like, that sounds like work. Yeah, if it happens, it happens. That was my mentality.
And I could be butchering it, but it's like sometimes you just gotta lay there and not go, like, lay there, fall asleep, but don't allow yourself to fall asleep. It's some bullshit like that, where it's like you gotta enter like that state of like, your inhibitions are really low. You like, I don't know. I could be butchering the entire thing, but maybe I'll try it. Who knows? No.
I think for me, like sometimes it happens with like personal interactions. So I could be like talking to someone or whatever, and then they'll say something like, that doesn't sound like them. I'm probably dreaming. Like I'll come to that realization if it's like too far fetched, something going on in my mind.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know. I've had really far fetched dreams, but I live it like everyone else. I just live in the moment of that dream.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, I just had a dream about this. That was kind of fucking weird. Or
Yeah.
I've had dreams where I've like spoken to people who I haven't spoken to in like 10 years. I'm like, why are you in my dream?
Have you had dreams about people that when you woke up, you had like a different opinion about them?
Nope,
So,
I still hate people. The people I still hate them. People I like, still like them. And I've never had like a Ebenezer Scrooge come to Jesus moment of like my entire outlook of not life, but of this person. I've never had that. Like, so if I have an opinion of someone, I they have to like move a fucking rock. They got to move like a fucking mountain. They got to go over that hurdle for me to even change their mind about that. You know, for like me to have a dream, you know, like it's not gonna change my
I
perception
mean, like,
of them.
obviously, but like, it's not more like you think they're a better person or whatnot. It's just like you have this different feeling towards them, even if it isn't true.
I'm like yawning. It's like 11:52.
I know
Well,
it's gone on pretty long.
I think the only time I've ever had like not a perception, my perception of them, but my attitude have changed. So like back in like high school, I could hate somebody for a specific reason. And then if I think back to it now, it's like I'm not mad at this person anymore because that's high school shit. I'm 25 now. I'm grown past this shit. You know, like I don't have a reason to be mad anymore. Because it just happened for so long.
Mm-hmm.
If I ever have a social interaction with that person, I don't know what's gonna happen. It'll just probably be like, that awkward hey, like we're starting from ground zero again. And then I'll like hope to God that they don't remember that I don't like them or whatever. But in my mind, I've come supposedly people have told me that I just come off like a dick because I have like this weird stare at people. I don't know.
You definitely come off as a dick.
Yeah, so it was.
That's why half the people you meet don't like you.
Oh, I'm fucking sure.
First impression wise.
Yeah. I mean, it's a two-way street. I also have first impressions of people, and like I still hold them to be true. But so I had not like beef with some girl back in high school, and then first year out of college, like we were in the same like program or whatever, and then I stood behind her, and then I think at some point we talked, and she was like, "I'm still under the assumption that you were mad at me." I'm like, it's been like a year. I don't have a reason to be mad at you. And she's like, well, you kind of looked upset. I'm like, I think that's just how I look.
Mm-hmm.
So to anyone who's ever had the impression that I don't like you, it's probably true. I probably don't like you, but you'll never know. So just ask me if I don't like you. Actually, don't do that. Don't put me on the spot.
Don't do that, yeah.
Yeah, don't do that. You know what? On the record, I'm probably not mad or upset. I just look like a fucking angry person all the time. Okay. There's
True.
that. There's that.
It's true.
Are we still in the fear segment? Did you even go over your other fear? Oh yeah, anxiety.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I mean, we can go. That's like a whole topic in and of itself.
Yeah, you know what? We have topics on topics. We can go on for fucking episodes on episodes with these things.
I was trying to think of what my other reoccurring dream was, but I totally forgot. We gotta have like a note system.
Yeah, we do. We need to think of topics. Literally, we think of topics 5 minutes before we record.
I mean, the plan is we usually try to plan like, oh yeah, come up with ideas, share the list. But then what ends up actually happening is we're about to record and we're like, oh, let's talk about topics for like 2 minutes and then just go from there and then forget about half the things we wanted to talk about.
Yeah, so in the beginning of today, I told David to think of topics. He's like, I got you. I come home. Or this was actually yesterday. And he's like, I got you. I'm like, so did you come up with anything? Or like, what's your list? He's like, the one thing I told you about this afternoon. I'm like, oh, so you don't have anything else to talk about? He's like, nope. I'm like, okay, I guess we got to brainstorm for the next 2 to 5 minutes before we fucking start recording. Yeah. But I mean, it's worked for the most part.
Yeah. Do you want to talk real quick about those mics?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have a thing about mics.
I
But,
mean,
like, what do you want to talk about with microphones?
just the situation we're in. So we want to get another mic, a cardioid. I don't know what the word is. It's something like that. But
Cardioid.
yeah, one of those, so we can have conversations with guests if we ever come over. Because when we did our podcast with Billy, there's a really like high pitched hissing sound that we left in there. So if you turn the volume all the way up, you'll hear it.
Yeah, I was as I was attempting to do an edit or whatever, I heard that shit and it like bothered the fuck out of me. It really bothered me, and I'm just like so OCD about like having I understand background noise, but that fucking hissing white noise just like drove me insane. I'm like, I can't believe I'm about to post this shit. I hope nobody picks up on that. And if you picked up on that, congratulations, you win a fucking no prize. But it bugged the shit out of me.
You told me that you didn't like that, so I actually worked on that to take out as much hissing as I could, and I pretty much got rid of it. But then you said, "Oh, I already posted it." I'm like, "Oh, well, there goes all my work."
Wait, so you already had another file ready to go without it?
I worked on it. It was like the mids were really boosted, but I was basically able to effectively remove most of that hissing sound. Mm-hmm. So even when you pump the volume all the way up, you could barely hear it. But then you uploaded it, so I'm like,
do you still have it saved?
No, I had deleted it now.
You motherfucker!
Because for every podcast, I delete the previous podcast's recordings.
I still keep everything on file because I never know. So like for right now, this has proven useful. For those who are still fucking listening at an hour and 20 minutes, if you go and listen to all the different podcasts, you'll notice that they all sound different. So there's podcast 1. Podcast 2 sounds significantly better, like in terms of like it sounds louder. Podcast 3, I was listening to it on a train, and this is how I know that our levels are really off. If I listen to the Joe Rogan Experience, if I listen to Tiger Belly or any other podcast, I can hear their voices while I can hear the train noises. But our podcast, I hear 100% train noises. I don't even know my podcast is going on in the background.
I think podcast 3, both of us had a really weak signal. So like even if we did boost it, it wouldn't have been that great.
Probably not. So this is all still a work in progress. Right now I'm recording from my fucking laptop, and I'm still using I took my mic, use same headphones and everything, but it's just plugged into my laptop with potentially different settings. So even this fucking recording might sound different from all the other 4. Okay. So bear with us, we're working on it.
So that's the thing. Me and Jamie we started looking at new mics, or at least one. So if we ever have another guest, we could have decent quality. The thing about like mics are like they're so expensive.
So the thing about having like expensive mics, I think because we're just such a like a low quality production where we've essentially dumped only $150 into it, essentially with the SoundCloud membership and your XLR cables, and all that stuff, and my $5 for a logo. I'm thinking if we do need another microphone, we can just pick up that fucking $20 microphone on Amazon. Because I mean, it sounds fine. We don't need fucking a Shure SM7B. Just we're not H3 or whatever that uses those really expensive microphones. So I think a fucking $20 microphone is fine. But the only problem with that is that that's an XLR connection, and then like Newer sells like a whole bundle and all that stuff, and it's like with XLR microphones you need phantom power to power the microphone and all that stuff. So the interface that they sell is like $18, but it's a piece of shit. I mean, you might as well just get a what is it, a Focusrite, a Scarlett 2i2, which is
the audio interface.
Yeah, it's
I
the
have.
audio, and is it also the phantom power? Or is phantom power different?
It has phantom power. It's
Okay, all right, there we go. This is how much I know about it. But essentially, there's a gain knob on there that improves the quality of how much your microphone picks up. You want to, if you want less sound, if you don't want background noise, you change the gain knob, and yeah, ta-da, it's there.
it's just how much sound it picks up and how
Yeah.
loud it is. That's the
Yeah.
gain knob.
So at the end of the day, like, if we want to get another microphone, we essentially need to get another interface, because the interface that we used last week, it was pretty janky. It's like David had a mixer, which he plugged two of our microphones
A cheap
into.
mixer.
A cheap mixer. And then from that mixer into an interface. And then that interface was connected to my computer. So we hooked up three of them. Our audio tracks were all janky because two microphones were on one audio track. I don't think anyone ever really cares about this, but I'm just going to describe the setup, how janky it was. But if we get like another microphone, like we're gonna need to get another fucking Scarlett interface, or get like a better Scarlett interface, which for like 8 ports is like $1,500, $800.
It's like $300.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I was looking at the wrong one then.
Yeah, you might be looking at the really expensive one.
But I really see no way of like cheap investment.
Yeah.
Because I really don't want to get like that newer phantom power interface bullshit, because it doesn't have that fucking gain knob.
Yeah, that's like coming from a musician standpoint. I see no way of investing money into a cheap microphone. Like, I did my research. Like, the really good microphones, they start around $1,000. If you want like a decent one, that's the $400 price mark.
Yeah.
So telling me that you want to buy a $20 mic, I'm just like, it can't be good. It could be decent and okay for certain things, but no way is it good. Because I dropped $300 for my Sennheiser, and even that, like, when I listen to it, it doesn't have the right sounds that I'm looking for. So I don't know. It's a struggle. I just want you guys to know that we're doing the best we can with what we got.
Yeah, I feel like at the end of the day, it's like, Ray was telling me this. At the end of the day, it's like, it's the content that you put out, and if people like you for your content, like, they'll deal with the shitty mic, they'll deal with what you have on hand. So
yeah, as
we're
long
definitely
as
going
it's
that route.
Not too bad,
And I mean, so far we've gotten pretty fair reviews. Well, not fair reviews. I want to say my friend says, I like it. Or, it's a really good podcast. So someone today gave me a review on his episode, his review on the episode with Billy. And let me bring up the thing now. He just randomly hit us up on a group chat. And these are the points that he highlighted. He quoted us saying, "We will edit this out. Billy's 2-inch taint. 7-day anime. Don't kick my dog. Molesting a dog compared to a child. Dog has no rights. Flaps. Big nipples. Don't kick my dog.
Vaginal flaps.
Vaginal flaps for those who didn't know. Aspirations. Another don't kick my dog." I guess I said that a lot in the last podcast because fucking Billy kept trying to pet my dog. Okay, let me say this now, okay? Because I feel like you guys didn't understand where I was coming from with this.
I still don't.
Okay, so here's an aside. So for me at this point, I view my dog as my child, as would any dog owner. If you think, for those dog owners who don't think of their dog as a child, I want to know who you are and how your take on it. But I doubt we're going to get any fucking messages because nobody wants to message us anyway. But at this point, I view my dog Sora essentially as my child. And for me, I personally think that your foot is the dirtiest part of your body. Now follow me here. You have your asshole, you have your dick cheese and all that stuff, right? And that's all biological bullshit. But your feet track up the bacteria and, dirt, dust, and all that shit as you're walking. And it's even more evident when it's on your sock. If you're wearing a white sock, you can see all that. It doesn't matter if your floors are clean because there's always dust. For me, there's dog hair and there's all that other bullshit on the floor. So if you wear a white sock, you can see all the stuff that you trek on the bottom of your sock. And for me, what goes through my mind is you're essentially rubbing that shit on my dog, which I don't like. Am I crazy to think this?
Yeah, dude, it's not a big deal.
For me, it's a big fucking deal.
Dude, like if Billy were to like pat me on the top of my head with his foot and a sock on, I'd probably get mad. But like I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm so dirty.
Well, it's okay. What goes through my that's my whole reasoning. I wouldn't get like mad and be now consider myself dirty. I think that subconsciously, or like, I don't want your fucking foot on my head. Just like for me, I wouldn't want someone's foot on my pillow.
Yeah.
So would you want someone's foot on your pillow?
No.
Okay, so that now apply that to would you want? So if you had a dog, you would feel comfortable with someone petting your dog with their foot?
Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, it's different just because I know, like, okay, same thing for me. I wouldn't want someone's foot on my pillow. Same reason why I wouldn't want someone's foot on my dog.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't like someone putting their feet on your pillow. It's like you're gonna sleep on that and have your face next to it for like extended periods of time.
Yeah.
It's like, but if someone were like touch me with their foot, I'd be okay with it. I wouldn't want someone's foot in my mouth, That's where I'd be like, that's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
But like, if they're putting it on like your skin, it's not a big deal to me.
I also have a problem with people. And I'm not naming names. This is just a general thing. I just don't like when people use their foot or feet to do things. So to pet my dog, to use the squeaker toy to get her attention. Use your fucking hand. Okay? I don't want you to fucking now that you know my stance on feet, and I don't want to turn this into like a fetish thing and me turning this podcast into a rant. Do not squeak my dog's toy with your fucking foot. I may not say it to you, because I'm trying to be nice. But know at the end of the day, when you leave, I'm going to think, I can't believe this motherfucker put his... and also, same thing with feet on the table.
Oh, yeah. Feet on your car dash.
If it's my car dash, and it's my car, and it's my feet, it's fine. But, again, I don't know where your foot has been. Okay, here's another thing. I'm gonna go on a fucking foot tangent here. Okay? I'm gonna be on Front Street. I don't know how you feel about this, David. And you could agree with me, and you could totally disagree with me. We're totally going on a fucking tangent here. This is gonna be Jeremy's rant hour. Okay? I don't like...
Let it be known, it's fucking 12.
Yes. And we're probably... You know what? After this rant, we can close it with... Do you just want to close it? We don't even have to talk about the future of anything.
Yeah, let's just close it.
Let's just fucking close it because it's 12 o'clock. It's 12:09 right now.
An hour and 40 minutes.
We actually, I'm in this room. I came down at 10. I didn't think it was 12 so fast. But, so, whenever I go into someone else's bathroom, I'm under the assumption that the bathroom floor is not clean. Now, I'm not saying that it's like a bash on some people's cleaning or whatnot, but more or less, I've been in so many fucking bathrooms. I've seen the disgusting, I've seen the clean, and because of the disgusting, I already hold that notion that like everyone's bathroom is like kind of dirty in their own way, whether you see it or not. They could be, someone may not know how to fucking piss the right way, and the little dribbles might end up on the floor and nobody wipes that shit up. It's like, it's shit like that I don't want to chance that shit. So whenever I go into someone's bathroom, I'm not even gonna lie. Whoever listens, if I've ever been to your house, this is what I do when I'm in your bathroom. Okay, I don't put my whole fucking foot on the floor. Like if I'm gonna, the minute I step into your bathroom, I don't care if you have fucking like bath rugs. Okay, I still do this. I like lean. I put all my weight on the sides of my feet. Can you paint this image in your head?
I got it.
Yeah. Now, it could be the outer sides of my feet or the inner sides of my feet. Just know that I am not using my entire fucking foot to walk around in someone else's bathroom. Because God knows could be piss, there could be hair, because fucking Asian people shed hair like fucking no tomorrow, and for girls in particular, just fucking hair all over the place. Or like you'll have like the bath carpets that are like, they used to be pink, but now they're off pink, but kind of like dirty. And like why they dirty? Because your feet trek around dirt and all that stuff. It doesn't just get dirty for no reason. So that's another thing that I've also noticed. Okay. So now going back to my dog, I do not know where your foot has been. Do not put it on my fucking table where I eat my food off of. Yes, I can use a Clorox wipe. Okay. I'm not going to wash my dog's toys every time you put your foot on there. I'm not going to give my dog a bath. Just refrain from doing that shit with my stuff. And that's it. We won't have a problem. I won't say it to you, but just know I will kind of hate you a little bit more. 0.01% more.
Yikes.
Just use your fucking hands. Use your fucking hands. We're not fucking orangutans to grab bananas with our feet. Okay? We walk with our feet. And that's the end of my stuff. That's the end of my rant.
Jesus, dude.
We're keeping this in. All
right. Just send this clip to Billy.
Yes.
Like the last.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so I was still going over my friend's list of things. Don't kick my dog. That's how we got to that tangent. Sharts and circular wiping motion. And he gave us a 9.5 out of 10. And everyone else, because I've fucking pushed my podcast. When I've made posts on Facebook, like status posts, and they get likes. Nobody fucking shares them because God knows why. They get likes, which do absolutely nothing for me. So then I just decided to like push it into individual people's DMs that makes them feel obligated to listen to it. So, I mean, overall, I haven't heard a single fucking negative comment. I can't help but think you guys are fucking fake. Either you guys genuinely like all of the content that we're producing, or you don't like it and you're just trying to say, that's a good thing. I could talk about potentially fucking killing children and you'd be like, it's okay, which is an extreme. But I feel like you're a fake ass bitch if you're not telling me any of the negatives about it. Because I'm pretty sure there are negatives about this show that I could pinpoint that I can't think of right now. But I'm just saying.
All right. Jeez.
Holy shit.
I don't even know what to
Jesus
say
Christ.
after that.
My fucking throat hurts. I'm not even going to lie. I came down here with a bottle of water and my fucking throat hurts.
Well, do you want to wrap this up?
Oh, yeah. David, do you want to do the closing or do you want me to do the closing?
Dude, the intro and closing is your thing.
Okay. All right.
You don't want my stuttering ass to fucking mess it up 3 times just to have you do it at the end.
God forbid your voice cracks or whatever and make the entire thing a laugh factory.
Yeah, it's too much.
Okay. Well, I guess we're going to close here. So, like I said in the beginning, we made a Twitter. We made a Facebook. Okay. If you have any questions that you want to ask us, life advice, how we deal with things. Have we ever done this? Have we ever done that? Are we still friends with Billy? How are we friends with Daphne? What will happen next on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z? If you want to ask us any of these things, Please, I hope somebody does. I'm literally telling you guys, fucking email us, okay? Or tweet us. This isn't me asking anymore. It's me telling you. And this is how I know you're listening to the fucking ending of it. If you don't fucking, I swear to God. Okay, I'm giving you the ultimatum here. Either you listen to the entire thing and you choose to ignore what I'm telling you to do, and if we get nothing, either you didn't listen to the entire thing and I'm gonna get really, really, really sad. I really won't, but I'm just pointing it out.
1 email equals 1 prayer for Jeremy.
Please. So, if you have anything, I'm not saying if you have any. I'm telling you, have something. Have something. Tweet us at our almost non-existent empty Twitter at Breathe Easy Pod. They wouldn't let us have podcasts, so I just shortened it to Breathe Easy Pod. You can check our YouTube out with literally no content on there yet. At Breathe, I think it's just Breathe Easy, and it's a page with nothing on there.
Yeah, I don't even know if you can find that, but
probably not. We have to start uploading to that. And then the Gmail that I've been pushing for the last now 5 episodes that have been empty. My inbox has been empty, so I'm waiting. Who's gonna be the first person to fucking email me? At the Breathe Easy Podcast at gmail.com. And I honestly don't know what else to say. Do you want us to talk about, give us suggestions. You want us to talk about current events? So far it hasn't worked out because every time we talk about current events, we just end up scrapping the whole thing. Give us segments to talk about.
Unfortunately, that's too true.
Yeah, we tried with that whole Trump in cages thing, and I just went on like a 30-minute rant. So, yeah, we scrapped it, and on top of the interruptions, that's why we're doing this again. And look at the alternative. I'm getting mad and telling people not to touch my dog with their foot. So yeah, if you want us to talk about anything, just don't let it be political, because I might get heated over a topic I don't know nothing about. If you want us to do it like a specific segment, I've been talking way too fucking much.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
Jesus Christ!
Real quick, I just YouTube searched Breathe Easy, and I filtered it for channels.
Yeah.
And I can't find it.
Oh, nice.
There's so many. There's a couple things that are literally have the same name.
Oh well, that's how we got it. So, with this whole same name bullshit, there's also the Breathe Easy at Home, which is literally a podcast with like 2 episodes that tell you how to clean your home so you can literally breathe easier, because you get the pollen, you get the dirt out.
Jesus.
Which is really fucking weird, because they only have like 2 episodes on SoundCloud. I guess they didn't want to pay for the pro, or they stopped 2 episodes in. And then there's another one, the Breathe Easy Podcast. I think these fucking people took Breathe Easy Podcast at Gmail. That's why we added the at the beginning of it. But it's like produced by the Thoracic Society of Medicine or some shit. And literally, our production on this podcast is so much more better than their fucking medical research bullshit, because it sounds like AM radio mixed with a telephone call from one of those fucking indestructible Nokias. It's really bad. If you get a chance, I'm not flaming them. I'm just saying, like, you took our name and your podcast just sounds like hot ass. just go on iTunes, or you can Google it. Breathe Easy Podcast. I'm just
not trying to say anything negative, but you sound like shit.
Yeah. It's presented by like the American Thoracic or whatever. I'm totally butchering it, but just give an episode a listen and you'll know what I'm talking about. So essentially, we have to beat these people out.
I think
and claim the name.
Yeah, if we upload some more videos, at least like 10, we'll come up there. But now we have nothing on there.
Yeah.
Because I searched my channel and it's my own channel, and that's number 1. So
yeah, I think for our YouTube, since we have nothing on there, it's not even coming up as a search because there's no point for it.
Yeah.
Ugh. So we good?
Yep.
All right. Again, just send us something at Tweet us at Breathe Easy Pod. Email us at the Breathe Easy Podcast. This is the third time I'm saying it. It's at this point, it's not even a suggestion. It's a fucking order. And if you're friends with us, please send us something. Please, I'm like literally like begging you now. I'm on my knees. God damn it.
All right.
Well, that's a morbid way to end.
What a good podcast. What a good episode. Jeremy
like,
Wong.
Literally, this was the complete opposite of our last podcast. This podcast got so like serious, talking about our fears, talking about mainly me talking about what pissed me off.
Yeah, towards the end. It didn't get too serious. I don't know if we'll ever do a real serious episode where we get deep down in the emotions, but yeah, knowing us, probably not.
Yeah.
All right.
Time to close? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Time to close. Well, thanks for listening. Again, Breathe Easy Podcast. I've been Jeremy.
It's David.
Shoot. Are we still doing these awkward buys? I don't know.
Bye? I thought
bye?
that we'll just cut this out. Right
Is
after I
thing?
say.
No, we're going to keep this in. Bye?
Bye.
There we go.
Jesus.